Hi friends, today we're going to use breath and movement to align and connect ourselves with our inner truth so that we can move into the world expressing ourselves from this place of truth. For today's practice, we only need the mat, so I'll see you on the mat. Today we're going to start into a seated position. We're going to bring the left hand and cup it underneath the belly button, the right hand cupping on top of the opposite hand, and let the shoulder relax and the hands be wherever they want to be, more on the lap or more up in the belly button area. As you arrive here, start to just soften your eyes if that feels good, or gaze a point to the front of your mat. Start to become aware of your breath, noticing the inhales and the exhales as they naturally move in and out of the body without you having to change or do anything. And observing that the breath is spreading into this end just through this mudra, more into the throat area. Allowing to let a little bit more space in the neck, that connection in between the heart and the head. Start to connect to any subtle sound into the breath, maybe inviting ujjayi breath, letting the breath moving in and out of the throat area, creating a gentle constriction into the throat so that we can create an ocean or wind sound with our breath. Let the vibration of the subtle sound of the breath free that space into the neck, into the chest area, allowing the body to relax and open up. Starting to create a connection with your inner voice, your inner truth. Allowing the mantra Soham to arise, repeating silently So with the inhale, Hum with the exhale. So, Hum. So, Hum. And then let it go of the mantra, letting go the ujjayi breath. From this space of truth, allow this practice to open up space for you to express your inner voice without restriction. Maybe creating an affirmation that can express your inner voice. Could be something in the line, I am truth, I speak the truth, or anything that arises. And repeating silently 3 times, whatever word of affirmation that may arise for you. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. With the next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Maybe the palms touch, looking all the way up. With the exhale, the hands come down, the chin come all the way down into the chest. Inhale, let the arms rise all the way up. Maybe the hands touch. This time with the exhale, the right hand come down. We move to the right side for a side stretch. Inhale, reaching both arms up, maybe palm joint. Exhale, moving to the left side for a side stretch. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Exhale, twisting to the right side. Inhaling, reaching both arms up. Exhale, twist it to the left side. Inhaling, reaching both arms up. And with the exhale, folding forward onto the legs, allowing the spine to round forward. With the next inhale, rising up. We're going to switch the cross of the legs. Inhaling, reaching both arms up, maybe palm joint. And exhale, allow yourself to round forward. Inhaling, rising up. Let's move into a tabletop position onto hands and knees, having the knees in line with the hips. We're going to start to walk our hands forward, coming into Ananatana. Reaching forward, the chin or the forehead can come to the mat. Keeping the knees and the hips in line and just opening the heart space. One more breath here. When you're complete, slide forward, forearm come down, the belly come down onto the mat, finding a sphinx for a moment. Hip and shoulder relax, you can add a little wiggle. And the elbow are drawing inward, so don't let them draw out. Bring the weight onto the elbow through the inside part of the elbow. And then relax down. Now we're gonna spread the arms wide. Turn the head to the left side. We're gonna bend the left knee, bringing outside of the body. Both hands are down onto the mat, especially the right hand pressing down onto the mat. You can stay here, or you can bring the left foot across and over the opposite leg, keeping the right hand down onto the mat. One breath here. And we're coming back to center. Now turning the head to the right hand, both palm down onto the mat. Bending into the right knee, bringing it outside of the body. Or maybe bringing the right foot across and over. Left palm down onto the mat. Breathe here. And then let's come back to center. Using the hands to create a pillow. For a moment, resting the forehead, relaxing into the shoulder, opening into the neck. Feeling that alignment with your inner truth. Drawing energy line from the sole of the feet to the middle of the leg, to the center of the pelvis, up to the center of the spine, the center of the palms of the hands, the center of the arms, the shoulder, center of the chest, and let that energy line rise up to the crown of the head, connecting with that midline of truth within you. One more breath here. And then start to press the hands to frame the rib cage, tuck into the toes, and we're gonna lift up into a high plank. You can use the knees if you like. Pause here, press the hands down. Each one of the fingers has equal weight. Press your toes down. Each one of your toes has equal weight. The belly lift into the spine. One more inhale. And with the exhale, we're gonna find a down facing dog. If you like, you can add movement like bending one knee at a time, or shaking the head yes or no, or find stillness. Wherever you're at, pressing the hands down onto the mat, each finger with equal pressure, lifting the tailbone up and back, create space into the spine. One more breath here. With the next inhale, we're gonna step the right foot in between the hands, drop the back knee. You can keep the toes stuck or untucked, whatever you prefer. We're gonna rise with the hands onto the hips. For a moment, feel the belly lifting into the spine, feel the glutes squeezing together. From this place, interlace the hands and bring them behind the head. You can stay here or you can lean your head into your hands, gazing up to your ceiling. Don't lose that lifting sensation of the belly squeezing into the spine. One more breath here. Inhaling, reaching both arms up. Exhale, the hands come down, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lifting back knees, and drop the back heels. From this place, rise up with the hands on the hips. Adjust the feet, shortening the stand up is needed. Turning the hips to face the front of the mat. Moving the front foot a tiny bit more to the right, if that's better. We're gonna interlace the hands behind the back. Taking a breath here, feeling the openness, the space into the chest, into the throat area. Maybe gazing up to the ceiling, the hands away from the tailbone. One breath here. And then with the next exhale, we're gonna bow forward, bringing the right shoulder to touch the right knee, turning the gaze inward for humble warrior. Humbling, bowing to our truth, to the truth in our inner voice, in the ability to express ourselves from a place of truth. Maybe coming back to that affirmation that you created at the beginning of the practice, repeating it 3 times silently. With the next inhale, we're gonna rise up all the way to standing, reaching the arms up. And with the exhale, we're gonna lower the hands down, frame the front foot, come onto the ball of the back toes, step back into a down facing dog. Pause here for a breath. Notice how one side feels different than the other one, embracing the difference. And then let's move back into the center, the midline, by stepping with the next inhale, the left foot forward, dropping the back knee, toes can stay tucked or untucked. And then we're gonna bring the hands on the hips, coming up with the torso, the belly lifting to the spine, the glutes squeeze together. Interlace the hands the opposite way. Bring the hands behind the head. Stay here, keep lifting and squeezing the belly into the spine or leaning to the hands, gazing up to the ceiling. Feeling that expansion into the chest, into the neck area, the throat. Opening up the space to speak for a place of truth. One more breath. With the next inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands down, framing the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift back knee, drop the back heels, hands onto the hips, rise up into a warrior one. Shorten your stand if needed, moving the front foot a tiny bit more to the left if you like to. Interlacing the hands the opposite way, uncomfortable thumb on top, behind your back. Bring them away from the tailbone, belly keep squeezing into the spine. Feel the opening in the front of the chest, shoulder, neck. Maybe gazing up to the ceiling. One breath here. Using then your next exhale to bow forward for humble warrior, bringing the left shoulder in touch or inside the left knee, turning the gaze inward, breathing here. Bowing humility to your inner truth, to your inner voice. And maybe repeating 3 times silently that affirmation you created at the beginning of the practice. One more breath here. Use the next inhale to rise up all the way up to standing, reaching the arms up. Exhale, the hands come down, framing the foot, come onto the ball of the back foot, stepping back into a down facing dog. And for a moment, pause here and notice that we brought back balance, reconnecting to that midline. With the next inhale, come mind to your heels, bend your knees, look forward. With the exhale, walk to the front of the mat. Bringing one hand onto one hip, second hand onto the opposite hip, soft bend into the knee. With a tall spine, rise all the way up to standing. We're gonna inhale, reaching the arms up. And with your next exhale, leaning onto the right side. Inhale, reaching back to center. Exhale, leaning to the left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. And just for a moment, pause here. And connect again to that midline of truth within you. Marking the center of the sole of the feet. Drawing energy line in the center of the legs to the center of the pelvis. Rising up in the center of the torso. From the center of the palm, through the center of the arms, into the center of the shoulder and the chest. And rising up into the neck, into the crown of the head. And now we're gonna bring the hands onto the hips, moving into a tree shape. You can either kickstand the right foot, the heel against the opposite ankle, bring it onto the shin, or helping yourself to bring it all the way up to the upper thigh. We just want to avoid the knee area. The hands can stay onto the hips, come onto the heart center, or expand all the way up. Connect to that midline, that center. From the sole of the left foot, up through the legs, to the torso, expanding all the way up to the crown. Stay in that midline of truth and coming in and out of the shape as needed. We're looking for the ability to refocus whenever we lose that connection with our truth. One more breath here. And let go this side. Shake a moment the legs. Let's move to the opposite side. We're gonna bring the hands onto the hips. Kickstand the left foot. Bring it onto the opposite shin or all the way up to the opposite thigh. Hands onto the hips. Hands to the heart center. Hands all the way up. Choose your own expression and let it be an expression of your own truth. Stay in alignment from the center of the right foot, center of the legs, center of the torso, all the way up to the crown. And if you lose that connection with the midline, that's okay. We're working on developing the ability to refocus whenever we drift away from the truth. One more breath. And then relax down, shaking into the hips. We're gonna extend the arms forward, coming onto the tippy toes, and then start to lower down by bending into the knees. Lower down slowly, and as gently as you can, find a sit onto the mat. And then you can have the tippy toes down. You can have the tippy toes into your side, supporting the back of the thigh, or expanding the arms to the side. We want this chest, shoulder, neck area to be open. You can also lengthen the legs all the way. Find whatever variation in between down with the tippy toes on the mat, all the way up to straight leg. Then allows your chest and neck area to be open. Let this area have space for the truth to connect to your voice. One more breath here. And then lower the tippy toes down if they're not there already. Keeping the space for a moment. We're gonna start to lower down very slowly onto the mat. The belly button squeeze into the spine. One vertebra at a time lower down. The chin comes in the chest. And the head is the very last things that come down onto the mat. Bringing the feet hip distance apart, ankle in line with the knees. Sometimes it's good to scratch the back of the heels with the tippy fingers to kind of get that spot. Knees in line with the hips, hands down onto the mat. With the next inhale, press into the sole of the feet, squeeze the glute together and rise up. The hips rise up into a bridge pose. And then exhale, lower down onto the mat. One more time, inhale, squeezing the glutes together to rise up. This time, pause here. You can interlace the hands behind the back if you like. Breathe here, feel that space into the front of the shoulder, into the chest as the glutes squeeze together. Keep lifting, one more breath. Slow down the breath. And then using the next exhale to unwind the hands and very slowly lowering down, hugging the knees into the chest. And as you hug the knees into the chest, if you like, you can rock side to side. And feel the upper back spreading wide, the shoulder relaxing onto the mat. And then allow your legs to extend all the way forward. We're gonna reach the arms overhead, bend into the elbow. We're gonna start to bring the upper body, scooting the head, the arms, and the upper back to the right side until it can reach no more. And then the legs, moving it to the right side, maybe crossing the left ankle over the right. The hips stay down. Bringing the breath into the left side of the rib cage, creating space. And then coming back to center, bringing the legs back to center. Switch the hands, the opposite hand is on top. So to move the upper body to the left side, walking the feet to the left side, maybe a right ankle cross over. Hips are down, bringing the breath into the right side of the rib cage. And then coming back to center. Allow the hands to relax, allow the feet to relax. Allow yourself to be completely comfortable to the mat. Feel the shoulder relaxing and expanding onto the mat. Feel the upper back wide onto the mat. Feel the neck long, the back of the head supported. Let's invite that mantra as we breathe. So with the inhale, hum with the exhale. So with the inhale, hum with the exhale. You can repeat it out loud if you like. So, hum. So, hum. If you're repeating out loud, start to bring in more subtle into a silent space. Repeating so with the inhale, hum with the exhale, and letting the vibration resonate and pulsing into your body. Connecting to that so hum mantra, which means I am. I am the place of truth within me. and then let go of the mantra and just allow yourself to be in this present moment. If thoughts arise, you may go back to the mantra. From this place of truth, reconnecting to the alignment, drawing line from the center of the feet, center of the legs, center of the pelvis area, center of the torso, center of the palms, center of the arms, of the shoulders, center of the chest, center of the neck to the crown of the head. From this midline of truth, start to invite movement into the fingers, into the toes. Maybe reaching the arms overhead if that feels good. Bending the knees into the chest and rolling onto one side into a fetal position. To then press yourself back up into a seated position. And from here, inviting the mudra, cupping the left hand, cupping the right hand on top, relaxing into the shoulder, reconnecting to that midline, reconnecting to your truth, inviting yourself to find this place every time you feel your external environment, life challenges has pulled you away from this place of center, of truth. And bringing back your voice, the way you express yourself into the world with this place of truth. Let's close the practice with a sound of Om on the next exhale. Inhaling through the nose. Namaste, friend. Hope you enjoy the practice. Please like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment and share it with a friend. I'll see you on the mat.